This is ERi-TV English news broadcast. Dear viewers, I'm your reporter Bersa Betagle, and following are the major headlines for today. President Isaias arrives in Riyadh in the afternoon hours of today. Strong efforts being exerted for equal participation of women in development programs. Russia boosts oil exports to China, according to Bloomberg. And strikes at German regional airports ground a majority of flights. On your local reports, President Isaias in the late afternoon hours of today arrived in Riyadh for a two-day official visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Upon arrival at the King Khalid International Airport, President Isaias was accorded warm welcome by Prince Mohammed bin Abdulrahman bin Abdulaziz, Mayor of Riyadh, Prince Faisal bin Abdulaziz bin Ayaf, and other senior officials of the kingdom. The National Union of Eritrean Women, branch in Ansaba region, reported that the union has exerted strong effort to ensure equal participation of women in the national development programs. The report was made at an activity assessment meeting conducted in Karen City. Mr. Hasner Ayo, head of projects of the union branch, said that seminars and training programs have been organized focusing on water and soil conservation, tree planting, as well as usage of pesticides with a view to develop the understanding of women that are engaged in agricultural activity. Mr. Has went on to say that modern beehives and about 60,000 nafa have been distributed to 20 women in the subzones of Halhal, Galab, Addita Kalezan, and Elabarat, and conducive ground has been created for them to get support from agricultural experts. Mr. Has also said that organizing more vocational training programs and distribution of modern beehives are among the priority programs for 2023. On your last local report, Ambassador Zemede Tekle, Commissioner of Culture and Sports, called for organizing sports activities by providing due attention to the young sports people. Ambassador Zemede made the call at the 5th Congress of Sports Federation in the Southern Vetsi region that was conducted on 26 February in the port city of Asab. At the Congress, the Commission of Culture and Sports branch in the region presented sports activities that have been organized in the past 8 years. Indicating on the significance of sports in nurturing competent and disciplined youth, Ambassador Mohammed Said Mentai, governor of the region, expressed readiness of the regional administration to play its part in the development of sports in the region. The Congress also elected executive committee for 4 years term. That was all with your domestic reports, dear viewers. Following will be international news after the short break. Welcome back. China has further increased purchases of Russian oil in January, Bloomberg reported this week, citing data intelligence firm Kepler. According to the report, Beijing imported an average of 1.66 million barrels of crude and fuel oil from Russia daily in January, which is more than the previous record set in April 2020. Kepler data showed that China bought the entire monthly loading of Russian ESPO grade oil as well as Arctic grades and flagship Urals grade oil. China has been competing with India as the biggest buyer of Russian crude after the conflict in Ukraine, and Western sanctions that followed forced Moscow to look for new buyers by offering heavy discounts on its fuel. The European Union and the United Kingdom banned imports of Russian crude in December, and at the same time, the European Union and G7 countries imposed a price cap on seaborne Russian crude. China is ramping up purchases just as the country is gradually reviving reviving its economy following the lifting of COVID-19 restrictions late last year. According to the International Energy Agency, recovering Chinese consumption will be the main driver in the growth of global oil demand this year, which it expects to rise to 101.9 million barrels per day. On your final report, the majority of flights at Germany's Düsseldorf and Cologne-Bonn regional airports were grounded by a 24-hour strike by the Verdi trade union on Monday, the airport said. The Düsseldorf airport on Monday said only 89 flights of a planned 330 were taking place, while 29 were diverted to other airports and 7 were rescheduled for the next day. Of Monday's usual 136 daily passengers flights scheduled for Cologne-Bonn Airport, only 2 were set to operate as scheduled. It is the latest in a series of strikes and protests that have hit major European economies, including France, Britain and Spain, as higher food and energy prices knock income and living standards after the COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Ukraine. Verdi announced the strike on Friday after it said collective bargaining efforts for public service workers and aviation security workers had failed to come closer to an agreement. Verdi and the German Civil Service Association are demanding 10.5% more pay for state employees, or at least €500 more a month. You're still watching us on ERi-TV, the viewers, and now recap of the major headlines. President Isaias arrives in Riyadh in the afternoon hours of today. Strong efforts being exerted for equal participation of women in development programs. Russia boosts oil exports to China, according to Bloomberg. And strikes at German regional airports ground majority of flights. Dear viewers, that was it for today. Thanks for watching and do stay for the remaining of our programs.